right, so we're gonna go ahead and kick off our work session number 1. This is what we took off, right?
Yes,
Nicole?
if we could move that to the next council meeting.
All right, so guys, as our attorney asked us to, we're gonna move that 2 weeks, okay? All right, number 2, discussion by Tara Douglas, president of the Sylacauga Beautification Council regarding a Beautification Council Broadway replanting project and resolution number 4-2025 concerning the maintenance of Broadway Avenue green space planting. Hey Tara, how are you tonight?
How are y'all?
Good.
So we talked was it summer during the budget about replanting all the garden spaces along Broadway. So downtown between 1st and 3rd Street. So all those spaces in front of the businesses downtown. We have to get permission from LDOT to do that. So I've been working with them and this has taken a lot longer than I ever imagined it would take. But I'm at the final stages of it. We just need a resolution. So we're replanting those spaces. I have to submit to them what we're going to be planting. So we're going to be planting some bushes and some flowers and some low growing things. So there shouldn't be any problem with LDOT, but they just need a resolution and or understanding with the city instead of the Beautification Council. And we may put some concrete planters on the corners if they'll allow it. So we should have some pretty garden spaces downtown when we can get it done.
When are you going to plant this, Tony?
What are we going to plant?
Yes, ma'am.
So David DeWeese is helping us, and we've hired him to do a lot of the project. And he's got some different ideas of things that will be pretty and blooming in the spring, and some things will be blooming in the fall. He's got some butterfly bushes and some grasses.
Great.
And some low-lying cypress kind of bushes. And so he's got some plans of what he wants to try in the spaces. And we were hoping to get it done in November, and here we are, March, and just now getting everything done. But we'll get it planted and do what we can to take care of it.
When you said David DeWeese, I was in, so
Okay.
appreciate you. Thank you.
Tara, is this a situation to where somebody's gonna have to keep them watered? Or are they
We were
gonna?
hoping to get it done early enough to where we could have some, because he's trying to plant some things that don't need a lot of water. So we don't have to worry as much about it. We are planting several months later than he wanted to. So it might be that we end up needing some water. I have gone and talked to a lot of the businesses downtown to let them know originally what we were planning. And a lot of them said that they could help and watch and do. So my hope is we don't need watering like the hanging baskets were.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, I know we don't wanna waste our efforts and then.
But if we do, we've got a plan. We talked to Reed about the, we contract with the baskets to be watered.
She said she just talked to the business owners and they're
So
gonna help
the
out.
business owners have agreed to keep it watered and keep it looking good.
As of right now, but hopefully we don't need it, right?
Yeah, I hope we don't need it, because not everyone has agreed to help. Not all those spaces are in front of buildings.
Sure.
So there is a business right now. So
Okay.
worst case scenario, we might need some help with the watering, but let's just hope for lots of rain, I guess.
Don't say
That
that.
ain't-
Don't say that.
Not rain for drainage problems. I didn't say that. But just
Too
rain.
soon, Tara. All right, y'all have any more questions on that?
Just as long as I know we're gonna spend a good bit of funds on it, as long as we've got some way to keep it watered and keep them looking good, I mean, I'm in.
All right. Thanks, Tara.
Thank you.
All right, next item, discussion by Michael Rice with Engineering Environmental and Forestry Services Company, EEFS, regarding resolution number 12-2025, recommending acceptance of bid received from Massey Asphalt Paving LLC in the amount of $2,859,855.65. Did I say that right? For the Sylacauga Street resurfacing project. So this is exciting, and this number is more exciting.
Yes. So, I don't know if you guys got the full package, but there were 8 bidders on this project.
Wow.
And our estimate was, they came in pretty close to what our estimate was, but all of the bids, 7 of the 8 bids ranged from the low bidder of Massey Asphalt, 2.86, and then the 7th bidder was like 3.3, and then there was one outlier that was much higher than that. But we got a fairly competitive bid from 7 of the 8 bidding contractors.
That's amazing. So I do have a question, Reed. Are we gonna get to add anything since we came in under what we anticipated? Or what's the plan?
That's the plan.
Sounds good. I'm excited. That makes me happy.
The company that received this bid, are you familiar with them? You know much about them, their scope of work, what they can and can't do?
So we required every company that bid on it to either prove their qualification or they had to be outlet certified. So we, first of all, if you were outlet certified and you could work on a state highway, you know, we assumed you were certified to work on a city street. And this company is outlet certified. Just to take it a step further, because I haven't worked with them, I called the city of Alabaster. They've done some city street paving in Alabaster, but they're also doing a trail project for them right now. And I just asked how it was going. Have there been any issues? They said, no, I've got nothing bad to say about them. They've been responsive if we've had concerns. I said, well, you know, the city of Sylacauga is looking at awarding. Is there anything? They said, no, I don't see any issue. This was just a city engineer from the city of Alabaster. Said I wouldn't see any issue with awarding that work to them.
Okay.
Sounds good. Any more questions on that, guys?
Rude, are you good with them?
Yes.
I'm good.
And when does that mean you'd start?
So I spoke with them this morning, and getting all of the contract documents signed and back to the mayor's office for signature, and that kind of that back and forth with bonds and contracts, notice to proceed, and a pre-construction conference. We're probably looking at mid-April. Tentatively, I think the second Monday, I think it's like April 14th maybe, is the second Monday in April. I think is what they're targeting, if we can get all the contract stuff signed and in place.
And the plan is still to send a notice to all utilities telling them if you're gonna dig now, so we don't have any disruption.
Yes, sir. So I have contacted, I don't know if Mike's here, but I've told Mike, anybody that tries to pull permits for the city, Spectrum, AT&T, Windstream, we've contacted all them. We've sent them files of the streets showing them the limits of what we're paving. We sent it to Mitch's office. So Mitch and Luke and all those guys at the utility board are aware of it as well. So,
is there any, you know, like last time when we did the initial big project of paving, we did this and it still happened to where they cut up the street and had to fix things, and we really didn't have any response to that. Is there any things set to where they're gonna have to pay for that, or, you know, have some skin in the game if they come back and say, whoops, we need to do this. We were supposed to do it before, but sorry, we got to do it now.
yeah, I
I
don't know
guess
what the
that's on us,
city's
isn't it?
right-of-way or permitting process in y'all's right-of-way is. I mean, there may be something in the franchise agreement with each one of these utilities that they have to coordinate and put back to pre-construction conditions. I'm not sure.
Mayor, do you have any comments on that? I know last time we talked about this.
No, well, everything's laid out. When you talked about the utilities, we got written responses from them. All our bases are covered.
What Ashton is asking, and we asked this the last time, I know you, myself, Lee, and Ashton, we were here, and what he's talking about, I remember it on Main and I think on Broadway too. Is there something we need to do on our side to kind of like, I don't want to say this because, I mean, we appreciate the utilities board. Ashton, I think you're saying, should there be some sort of consequence if they don't do it?
Or if they do dig it up after we've paved it.
Or is there a way to even tell? You know, they could have
In
said,
the contract to that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with point repairs with utilities, it's probably hard because they don't anticipate it. Now, if they have a full main replacement along the road, then I think that's probably something that.
so will you be able to see that, because they should have that plan though, correct? So will you be able to take a look, like, would they be obligated to show you their plans so we can know, hey, we see this is in your plans, can you go ahead and schedule this because we're about to do this? Is that a thing?
Yes, ma'am. I asked them, I said, do you have any planned improvements in these 46 streets? You know, and I had they call it the Google Earth files, or they could load them in there and look, say, all right, these are the limits of East Third, or whatever we're paving. So, I didn't get any response, so I assumed that they did not.
Okay.
So but I can ask again, say, hey, we are starting.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got one more question. I know we're doing 49 streets. Am I right, or 39?
47.
I think it's like 46 or 47.
Okay, well, we're all over the place. So
Yeah.
47 streets, how many miles is that? You remember off the top of your head, Reed?
No, I thought
Well, I don't know which one. I added it up one day, Nate. I don't know if it's like one-way lane miles or total roadway miles. I'll look it up and get, I think it was over 9.
Yes.
Like close to 10, pretty much close
And we're,
to 10.
and we're right there at $3 million, just a little under.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Michael.
okay.
Any more questions on this, guys? I'm excited. All right, thank you, Michael.
Okay, you're welcome.
All right, the next item, discussion by Eric Wright with East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission, EARPDC, regarding resolution number 9-2025, authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with EARPDC for proposals received to establish planning and zoning procedures and provide ongoing advisory support to the Sylacauga Planning Commission. How are you doing tonight, Eric?
Doing well, thank you. Again, I'm Eric Wright, I'm Planning Director at East Alabama, and we were contacted by the Planning Commission to kind of provide some professional support. So we put together a proposal, scope of work for a couple different phases of onboarding and kind of getting some policies and procedures in place, and kind of refining some of those forms and strategies to help smooth the development process, and then kind of rolling into an ongoing kind of on-call consulting phase to help provide those staff reports and provide additional staffing support for the Planning Commission there. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to give feedback there.
I know I talked to Ms. Julie the last time, so I just wanted to I guess see if you can just give us an overview of what all that support is gonna include. So I know there was an initial cost for upfront, for 3 months, and then after that, it would have been a set cost for each month. So that support, will they have like direct access to you? Is that a certain amount of minutes, or do we have to pay if we go over 60 minutes? Will you be available at the planning commission meetings? So things like that.
Sure. So our plan is, for that first phase, is to really kind of dig in deep and help work through the stakeholder interviews. So all the folks involved in that process of looking at what those SOPs, those standard operating procedures need to be, rewriting those and helping make sure that those align with what people's best practices are and what's going to help the Planning Commission do their job effectively, making sure that they are able to kind of conduct those meetings in an expeditious manner. Then we roll into that second phase we talked about, and that's we estimate about, I think it was 5 to 10 hours a week. Not a heavy lift at that point, but that would involve staffing the Planning Commission meetings. We would come down, our team would come down and come to those Planning Commission meetings and prepare a traditional report called a staff report. So we provide a recommendation based on the zoning ordinance and the comprehensive plan and state ordinances about a recommendation whether they should proceed or with that rezoning request or whatever process that has come before them, and make sure that they have that best practice recommendation to go along with it. So we would kind of work as sort of that internal staffing mechanism, but from the commission. So we would come to those meetings as needed. If we provided an estimate of hours estimated and a contract to that effect, if at the end of the year we kind of have said, wow, that's a totally different scope, we'll kind of revisit after that timeline. But we wouldn't change mid-year unless certain things are dramatically changed. That's basically that contract we put together and shared with the Planning Commission.
Y'all have any questions?
How much is it gonna cost?
I think it was,
I think it was $16,500, so it was $2,500 for the first 3 months and then $1,000 a month for
yeah.
the work.
So for the first 3 months, they have to get us on a
7,500
plan.
phase.
Well, if it helps the planning commission because we've had some issues going on where we can't get some things done, I'm in.
And you guys are happy with this, right?
I'm in.
Any more questions on this, y'all? Thank you so much, Eric, for coming down and explaining that and answering the questions we had. And thank you, Julie, to you guys for reaching out and finding him. Thank you so much. All right. Next item, discussion by Cassie Epperson, Mayor's Administrative Assistant, regarding a budget increase of $11,500 for Planning Department budget funding provided by General Fund. And Cassie's not here tonight, right, Mayor? And that's to increase their budget to pay for this, what Eric just requested.
Okay.
So I think we can.
I'm in favor of increasing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. I think this is needed, and this is gonna help us to continue moving forward with the planning commission. All right, next item, discussion by Lauren Layton, Special Events Coordinator for Sylacauga Parks and Recreation, regarding a special events license for a Christmas market scheduled for November 22nd, 2025. Layton is also requesting exemption of Sylacauga, of special event license fees for Sylacauga Park and Recreation and participating vendors. Exemption does not apply to mobile food trucks. Hey Lauren, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good. So this is just basically, you're just adding to your list, right? And we talked about this at budget time. We pre-approved some stuff, and as things happen, you come back and add it to your list, right?
Correct.
Okay, so nothing is changing about this.
No, well, this was not part of the initial submission.
It's just adding to the
Just
list.
adding to the list, yes ma'am.
Okay, all right. I don't have any questions. Do you guys have any?
For clarification, I just want to make sure that it reads correctly and you understand what we're asking. Similar to what we've done for the ARC, Pinhoti Fest, things of that nature. We have, lots of vendors that may not necessarily be from Sylacauga, and we don't have a special event day business license. And so we would like for the special event permit to blanket license the vendors that we do bring from out of town for that one day.
Okay.
Can you explain what the Christmas market is?
We'd like for it to be similar to what you see in Birmingham at the Christmas Village. Obviously, it's not something that would be that large scale to begin with, but it's a start.
Okay,
It's awesome.
thanks for getting on that.
Y'all have any more questions before we let Lauren go? Thank you, Lauren.
Thank you.
All right, next item, discussion by Ed Ford, shop superintendent regarding resolution number 14-2025, declaring 3 street department vehicles as surplus property no longer needed for city purposes and authorizing disposal through govdeals.com online auction or through other appropriate manner as authorized by state law. Hey, Ed.
Thank you. I'm selling your junk.
So, I didn't hear what you say.
I'm selling your junk.
It's selling ours down. I do got a question. We approved to buy a couple of cars for the, code department in our budget. Like, what's going on with that? Any updates? Anything wheels outside?
The price has changed. It's not gonna fit that.
Okay.
Now,
You can't get nothing for 40?
the price range we agreed on is not gonna fit.
Not gonna fit, not if you're gonna buy a new one.
They not have to buy any. They need to buy something else.
Or maybe you should just
I'm not
buy.
putting words in your mouth. I'm
Yeah,
just telling you.
maybe buy one new car and a motorcycle or a bike or something.
I want a brand new Chevrolet, but I don't go get one.
Alright, well, just keep us updated, Ed, since that is a part of our plan, we wanna make sure we take care of it in the budget year that we plan for. I think that's the biggest thing we've done as a council, and I'm really proud of all of us, like, we planned and we've made some plans and we've made sure we've taken care of it in the budget cycle. We're not letting things roll over, so I
So
think
do we want to see if we can, take that 40 and not necessarily look at a new vehicle, but hey, let's find the nicest $40,000 one we can?
I think I just wanna leave it up to Ed, and I'm gonna take his recommendation on what he decides when he,
I mean,
based on what he finds.
You gotta find a
if
more.
we had the exact amount, I think we had in there was like 44,
Uh-huh.
and we're looking at 45 to 47.
Find something for 44.
So like a $2,000 difference,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I'll get you some concrete figures that we can send with for next council meeting. And if you want to go that route, I mean, it's only a couple thousand.
But I trust you're gonna give us the best deal based on what we buy.
Well, I mean, there's some stuff out there, but it was not feasible for what they're doing.
Yeah,
And we just split with it.
that's why you're buying the cars and not. Thanks, Ed. Y'all have any more questions on that? That you good? All right, next item, discussion by Nicole Brown, interim city clerk treasurer regarding resolution number 11-2025, declaring certain transportation program vehicles as surplus property no longer needed for city purposes and requesting permission from East Alabama Regional Planning and Development Commission for authorization for disposal through govdeals.com online auction or through other appropriate manner as authorized by state law. Proceeds from sale of vans purchased with ARRA funds must be returned to ALDOT. City is entitled to the first 5,000 in proceeds from sale of vans purchased with section 5311 funds and 20% of any amount exceeding $5,000. That was a mouthful. It was.
So, this is a resolution to surplus vans from the transportation program. And the reason that I specified the funding is because these vans were purchased with grant money.
Mm-hmm.
Some of that grant money has to be returned to ALDOT.
Okay. All right, I don't have any questions. Do y'all have any questions on this one?
Makes sense.
All right, we're good. Okay. Next item, discussion by Rondell Muse, Chief of Police regarding the quotes received for K-9 vehicles, which will ensure proper identification for public safety and the K-9 safety totaling $1,675, funding from earmarked funds.
Excuse me. What this is to actually label the vehicles that are being used for the K-9 program, K-9 unit on all three sides. And to have caution K-9 unit in red on the doors that the animals deployed from. In addition to that is to tint the vehicles with ceramic tinting. As you know, that helps reflect heat in the summer for the well-being of the animals.
Okay, thanks, Chief. I also asked Nicole to provide us with a updated list on the earmarked funds, just to see where everybody was.
Yes, and I put that in your packet. If you approve this request for police department earmarked funds, that will still leave them with a balance of $3,673.75.
Good job, chief.
Well, spend your money well.
Fire
Good.
department has a zero balance, the recreation has a zero balance, and then Reed has $1,230.37 remaining.
Okay, sounds good.
Good job, guys.
All right.
Reed, I got some ideas for your one, though. I'll call you tomorrow.
Okay. All right, I think that's all on the work session. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Madam President, I'd like to talk to Reed and Michael real quick. I know we've got our paving project coming up. I'm going to assume that you two will be in contact with each other to make sure the guys that are doing the paving stay on track, doing what we're supposed to be doing, and everything's lined up, correct? Because we got a real good price.
Yeah.
You know, make sure we're getting the right materials we're paying for, make sure everything's lined up. Because that's what we and I know you will, I just want to say this to help myself. That makes sense?
We'll have
Michael, you're gonna have to yell at me.
We'll have an inspector on site whenever they're working, paving, making sure that the city is getting what they're paying for. And then we'll be reviewing pay requests monthly. So anything that gets recommended to the city, we will have to look at and make sure it's accurate before the city pays
Sure.
that money.
I trust you and Reed. You know, when you're dealing with this much money, you kind of want to do it right the first time and not have to come back around and run people down, so.
They have 90 working days to complete this project. So generally, that's going to, a lot to about 4 to 6 months, 4 to 5 months. I think they'll finish it up.
Okay, good deal. Thank y'all, appreciate it.
Sounds good.
I'm good, Madam President.
All right, thank you. So is there anyone else, department heads, park and rec, library, shop, police, Judge Clark, anybody got anything they wanna add, say anything? Win, you good? Our school system, everybody's good? Okay, all right. So, that's all on our work session. So the things that are gonna be considered tonight is, we're taking this one off. What number is this on? Number 9, so take number 9 off of y'all's, agenda. We're pushing it for 2 weeks. The next one is, the ongoing maintenance from the green spaces, the paving contracts. The planning and zoning, contract. To increase the budget for the planning commission, surplus of vehicles, special event license, the K-9 thing for the police department, accounts payable, and payroll. That's it. So it looks like we can go ahead and end our work session.